In this battle, we are taking on Honest Aves or Habes. I'm sorry, I don't know. Um, if you all do remember, he was actually a higher level leaderboard player earlier. However, the ranks have shifted, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Anyways, we have a new team at hand. I was kind of getting bored with the last one, and I wanted something fresh, something legitimate, like an actual team that I decided to try and build to be used. So this is my Mega Garchomp team right here. I did actually try and look to see if anyone had recommended any Megas. I mean, Mega Bayonet was kind of a popular one. I know some people have said Pinsir, but that's probably going to be for later when I can actually figure out how to properly get it in. But I will be explaining kind of how everything on this team even works in the first place. But let's get started with Araquanid or Araquanid. It's meant to be the lead here. Okay, well that is a bit intimidating. I don't know what I do. I believe I should set up a Reflect. Then maybe Skeledirge with Will-O-Wisp is probably my play. I don't believe he goes, like, he might have a Z move, but I don't think he's gonna go for it. Yeah. Okay, that does hit hard. But now with that, we should be able to survive the next one unless he gets a critical hit. And really all we need right here is just to get our Sticky Web up, and Araquanid has done his job. And you might ask, why not Galvantula? Galvantula is pretty cool, but I do kind of want to flip the script, if that makes sense, and like kind of have some variety here. So yeah, he probably should have started with that, to be honest, since... or actually maybe not. I guess it did less damage than Dragon Rush, because he should have taken me to 10 HP had that been normal. But now I believe it's Skeledirge time. And we're just going to go ahead and throw off a Will-O-Wisp just to make sure that this Dragonite is basically neutralized. Then we can probably start attacking. And we go into Skeledirge here because it has Unaware, so in case he tries to set up, it's not really going to be able to break through, especially with the Reflect and the incoming Will-O-Wisp. And I'm sorry if I get some of these movesets wrong. Typically I like to use Smogon as kind of like a way to guide how I set up these movesets, but the problem at hand is that like Smogon for some reason has been down. So when I've been making this team, I've kind of sort of just like done what I believe should be correct for this. Like Araquanid, I actually don't even know exactly what moves it gets. Like I feel like I should have U-turn, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't. But since I actually don't know if it has it or not, I'm not gonna put it on. But I know it gets Reflect. And I feel like that's going to be beneficial for Araquanid because its defense is nowhere near as good as its special defense. I mean, it's not that bad, but with the HP, it's kind of trash. So I've invested on the defensive side. So I mean, wait, no, I haven't. It looks like I got the wrong nature. That's supposed to be Impish. It's alright though. You can see the EVs were based on my intent. We have Lunge here, which will drop the attack stat and Reflect. So really, it's gonna kind of set it up to be able to get up a Sticky Web and still support the team in other ways. So let's go ahead and figure out what we want to do next. Maybe Garchomp comes in. That is kind of ambitious though. So the moment we do that, we drop our special attack. Mandibuzz could easily come in and U-turn. I like the idea of Mandibuzz here. I could also just stay in and try and sweep, but I feel like that would be kind of boring, having to torch shong him all the way down. And I can just do this and get a safe U-turn off. Hopefully he outspeeds Mandibuzz. If not, that's just going to be kind of tough. Or he could just switch out here. And the Reflect has gone down, but now he's got a permanent burn, so... And we do outspeed. Okay, that's just... Like, why do we outspeed this is my question. I have no idea. Maybe we'll go into Tyranitar instead, just so we can set up our Sandstream. Then that way Garchomp is guaranteed to hit like an absolute truck. And well, to explain the dynamic of this team, okay, he goes for T-Punch. Okay, well that's just unfortunate, but I guess it doesn't matter too much because Tyranitar isn't really that fast. I mean, with Sticky Web it wouldn't be too slow, but I mean it is what it is. But to explain it once again, Tyranitar here is going to set up the Sandstorm, and what that will do is increase Garchomp's attack stat, because when it Mega Evolves it gets Sand Force, which will boost the damage of Ground, Steel, and Rock type moves, I believe. We could actually have opted for Stone Edge, but I have hidden Puffer because Landorus and Glasgow are pretty common, It probably wouldn't be enough to one-shot, but you know, I have special attack investment on this, like really good special attack investment, so it should still be hitting relatively hard. And it should actually pose a bit of a threat, like probably a 2-shot kill with hidden power ice. Kind of forces out a switch. A lot of common, you know, earthquake switch-ins won't like the idea of taking in a fire blast, which is coming off a really high special attack stat right here. In fact, it's probably higher when he mega evolves, just because of the investment. Because right now, like with base 80 special attack, you know, that's a 50. I mean, I guess it's the same bit when you mega evolve because it's 170 to 120, but the proportionality here is crazy. But yet it's almost the same. So I mean, Garchomp is going to be hitting like a truck. Earthquake won't be hitting near as hard, but with the boost from the Sandstream, it should still kind of be normal. So, you know, that's kind of how it works. And then Mandibuzz has Overcoat, so it doesn't get affected by weather. We have a Steel type Incisor, so unaffected. Arachnid and Skeledirge are the only Pokemon that kind of get cooked, but... Oh wait, hold up. This is a horrible switch-in for him. I may as well just crunch on this. Yeah, it is not going to do too much damage. Nah, not a problem. Well, Arachnid and Skeledirge are kind of sort of just there because they bring just more typing to the table. So like ice types could be pretty destructive, and I really would not want to rely on Scizor as an ice type switch-in since it's more of an attacker. So having Arachnid and Skeledirge on both fronts are good. Same with fighting type actually. We don't really have too great a matchup, so these guys kind of sort of fill that in. Like you can see there is a bit of synergy. Now I don't know, the synergy might not be perfect, but that's just kind of something that you gotta figure out through experimentation. So I've never used a team like this before, so I don't know how effective it actually would be. And we just pursued it there because we want to guarantee we get the knockout. He could have Roost, that's very common, but I mean, I was banking on the fact that he didn't. And even if he did, like, you wouldn't want to go for Roost there because Crunch would be a guaranteed knockout. So Ninetales comes in. It has Snow Warning, so this is hidden ability. Actually kind of sort of counters my my strategy here, but it's alright because I mean we have Skeledirge. Like this would be a huge problem to my team in a normal sense. I mean actually no, because we have Scizor, which also counters its stats, but so does Skeledirge. Scizor actually might do it better though, since it forces a switch with Blow Punch. Even Arachnid. Let's see if Arachnid can take a hit. I'm kind of curious. Probably a bad idea. Definitely not the best play. We could have obviously gone to Skeledirge, but I'm just curious. He goes for Ice Shard, so we definitely live that, but we're not going to live the... Okay, that's not even that bad. Low key, that was some really weak damage right there. We could even attack, because Arachnid has this cool ability that kind of differentiates itself. Like, overall, it looks really bad on paper, base stat-wise, and it kind of still is. But with the ability Water Bubble, not only can it not be burned, but it has a resistance to fire type with the ability. It's like Snorlax and Mamoswine with their fatness ability, and it also gets doubled water type damage. It's like a really, really cool ability. Still probably not good enough to make it useful, but and yeah, he goes for Ice Shard. Let's see if this does a lot. Actually, it's not that good. It's alright though. We could go for round 2 to be honest. If he goes for another Ice Shard, I wouldn't mind giving a KO here to Arachnid. He goes for another Aurora Whale, so he might actually survive. But let's find out if he does or not. Nah. I don't know if the critical hit mattered. And I guess we were doing 65%, so half of that's like 32.5. So yeah, he probably would have survived if it was like a lower roll. I don't know. Doesn't really matter though. So he's gonna go into Lugia here, unaffected by the web. This is actually pretty tough. I mean, Skeledirge is pretty easy though because I can burn him and then hex him down, and he can't really do much to Skeledirge other than poisoning. I don't really have a good poison switch in. Maybe I'll just go into Scizor here. Although Scizor doesn't like the idea of Aeroblast. I guess Mandibuzz is really the best switch. Yeah, but I definitely need to consider getting some more status immune Pokemon. My team is kind of weak to status. I don't have a switch in on Toxic, really. I mean, Scizor could be a switch in, but it's not really a Pokemon you want to just raw switch when you don't really know if you can or not. The Ice Beam does do a lot of damage though, I'm not gonna lie. Although this Mandibuzz is more spec'd in the physical defensive side. Really, this whole team is more physical defensive other than Tyranitar. So I might actually have to consider that one. Maybe Mandibuzz would function better with special attack. Although I also noticed I want a ground type switch in. That's kind of Mandibuzz's job, since it's got, you know, it's got the physical defense, so if he goes for like a Stone Edge or an Ice Punch or some sort of mix-up option, it can still survive. And a Pokemon like a Araquanid is not going to be taking Earthquake too well, since it just doesn't have the best base defense. So let's actually foul play. Looks like he has some investment on this Lugia, so this might actually hit pretty hard, unless he has like multi-scale, but we'll find out. Okay, wow, that's really bulky. I mean, I guess he probably has gone ahead and invested into this Lugia right here. So I believe now it's Skeledirge time. And I will say also, I'm not really locked in on this battle. Like, if I was locked in, I'd actually be making the best plays. But right here, like, I kind of sort of just want to get this one going smooth without having to really, you know, rely on the same Pokemon. Because, like, Skeledirge here has a really dominant matchup against this guy's team. It's not really much a way he can break through too easily. And with Torch Song, Unaware, and Will-O-Wisp, it can kind of sort of just break through if it needs to. I mean, he could get lucky, but I don't believe he will. And I guess maybe that was a combination of multi-scale and Aurora Whale that kind of sort of let him survive the foul play so easily. But this Will-O-Wisp is going to kind of sort of hurt him, because, I mean, he won't be able to really use multi-scale, since every turn he's going to be brought down below 100% HP. And let's go ahead and slack off too. Just to prevent the risk of a critical hit. So that could easily happen and ruin our game for us. So yeah, with that, you know, we're guaranteed to at least take 2 hits if you need to. And now Hex should hit relatively hard with the burn. And Skeledirge just overall being a really good Pokemon. And I also just have it here. It's kind of sort of like a counter to legendary Pokemon, if that makes any sense. Since, dang, it's still really tanky. Maybe I'll just start going for Torch Chunk here. Go for a late game clean on this guy's team. Unfortunately, no opportunity for Garchomp to come in. Oh yeah, I guess he still had the Aurora Whale. Did not know it was gonna last that long. Psychic, okay, we'll take that. And there's our knockout right there. Yeah, hopefully we get an opportunity to bring out Garchomp, because I definitely want to actually use it. Because with Sticky Web, I mean, this team is supposed to be facilitated really nicely. And yeah, this right here is an opportune time for Garchomp to come in, just because he's most likely going to use a stab electric type attack, and that's going to really benefit us. But yeah, actually, like, Skeledirge and Garchomp are the main beneficiaries of the Sticky Web, but then, like, at the same time, like, Garchomp is really just straight up facilitated to be good. Like, I might actually give it Sword Stance and go for a physical set rather than the mix set. Like, this is meant to be practical on the higher level when you're taking on people that have Pokemon like Ferrothorn, Sizer maybe, Tangrowth, just overall Pokemon that, okay, what did he go for right there? I was actually tripping, I don't know. Let's just go ahead and Earthquake. This might not actually do too much damage though, just because we don't have attack investment, and neither is the Sandstream up. Although, even though it's unboosted, it's still 170 base attack and Earthquake, which comes off as stab, and 100 power. Oh dang, okay. He does still outspeed. That's actually surprising. This is supposed to be like base 93, so I mean I guess, and this is also off. This is standard Garchomp. I guess though, in a sense, just because I have a mild nature, he gets the speed on us, but still that's surprising. Okay, this is actually kind of getting dangerous though now, I'm not gonna lie. Let's go ahead and get our Tyranitar in, just to get our Sandstream. Should boost our defenses. And now I Earthquake. We should live. Yeah, this looks like it's Choice Specs. That's probably why he hits so hard. Yeah, but he does live that pretty comfortably. Although, I believe the Sandstream should take him out, so we should be good. I was actually getting scared there for a second. Okay, well that's fine. I could even go into Skeledirge now that I know he's locked in. There's no way he's going for Hidden Power Ice like that confidently. Or maybe it's Choice Scarfed. That could also make a lot of sense. That's probably why he's outspeeding us. Because it was Choice Specs, he probably would have one-shotted our Garchomp when we switched in. I actually don't really know, but yeah, I guess I kind of sort of am underestimating this guy. I don't know. He probably tried to switch out there too. Most likely what happened, because he would have outsped us if he didn't. So Xerneas, oh no. Although because of the sticky web, he's kind of sort of shut down, if that makes sense. I don't know. Okay, this is risky. We do have Sizer though, Choice Bandit at that. So, oh, I should have not gone for Earthquake here. It's alright though, he's probably gonna knock us out with this. Yeah, let's just make sure that we don't risk stuff, and we should go for Sizer first, just to make sure that we can get the most damage out of Bullet Punch. And wait, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so I wouldn't want him to set up and then like, because like potentially if he doesn't have like hidden part of fire, I don't believe he one-shot Sizer. But like if he gets Geomancy up, then he could. And even though it's not gonna affect Skeledirge at the moment, if he somehow breaks through, it could affect the rest of my team. So Bullet Punch should be a one-shot, and yeah, it is enough to one-shot, but that could have been scary. But yeah, that right there is gonna be GG. Good game.